Second-timers applying for a build-to-order flat, retirees and multi-generation families have received a boost in their housing needs. The National Development Minister, Koh Boon Wan, announced new schemes and tweaks to various policies in Parliament today. Joanne Chan with more.
National Development Minister Koh Boon Wan said when he stepped into the ministry a year ago, it was facing a hot housing problem.
The situation reminded me of a speech that the late Dr. Goh Keng Swee made in 1980 on the plight of pig farmers. He spoke on what the economists refer to as the pig cycle. I think the economists in this house will know the cobweb theorem. When the price of pork is high, pig farmers rear more pigs in the hope that they will make more money. However, when the piglets grow up and reach the market, there's of course a glut and prices drop. So farmers then cut the number of piglets they are going to raise for the next time, and thereby ensuring that when these piglets mature, there will be a shortage and prices go up again.
Mr. Koh said months of corrective action have brought about some stability to the housing market. Having ramped up the supply of new built-to-order or BTO flats, Mr. Koh said almost all first-timers will be successful, and he can now address the housing needs of others. Making good on a promise he first made in November, Mr. Koh announced that the percentage of new flats allocated to second-timers will be tweaked. Currently, second-timers are allocated 5% of new flats. With the changes, the percentage of flats in non-mature estates set aside for them will triple. There will be no change in priority for flats in mature estates. The allocation for executive condominiums will also be changed. Second-timers will now have access to 30% of units. The changes will take effect from the March BTO exercise and immediately for executive condos. Mr. Koh also said another group he wanted to pay special attention to was Singaporeans in distress and victims of misfortune, and responded to several MPs who asked for compassionate housing policies.
These are victims of misfortune, and sometimes our policies and rules do leave them cold on the wrong side. We design policies to cater to the vast majority of the population with clear rules laid out to promote self-reliance and prevent abuse or gaming. But when we come across deserving cases, we must exercise compassion and treat them as special cases.
Hence, he said he has told his colleagues that the default position is to try to say yes to give victims a leg up at a time of need. Rental is one form of subsidy for the less well-off. For rental applicants, waiting time has come down to 5 months. 670 public rental flats were allocated to divorcees with children last year. The ministry also helped 340 households move from public rental into home ownership. As for the elderly, a new aging-in-place priority scheme has been introduced. Elderly applicants downgrading to a studio apartment will be given double the number of ballot chances if the new flat is within 2 kilometres of their existing property. The Married Child Priority Scheme will also be tweaked so that couples who want to live with their parents will get 6 ballots for a BTO flat.
Many Singaporean families want to live together, or at least near to one another. This forges strong families, besides making a lot of practical sense. Grandparents help to look after their grandchildren. Grandparents remain active and healthy and engaged, and children set good examples of filial piety. These are strong values which we must inculcate.
Many MPs had called for more help for the singles who currently face several housing restrictions, such as not being able to buy a new flat on their own. Mr. Koh said he's still mulling over a solution, but said there cannot be a compromise on the promotion of marriage and mutual family support.